we are going to run an MRP for a small product here. And you need the two documents, the BOM sheet, which is there in the description for the video, and also a copy of this grid, which is also available in the description of this video. And I will assume that you have seen the video on conceptual ideas behind the MRP. And if you have not seen that, even that is there in the description in the video. Please ensure that you see the video on conceptual idea of MRP before doing this. So as we know, when a large company which has hundreds of components for a finished goods, it is difficult to ensure that exact right quantities of those components are available on time. So MRP helps with that, and it helps us do three things. What are the components that are needed? When are they needed? And in what quantity? Remember, what are the components that are needed? When are they needed in terms of time, and in what quantity? And this ensures that we don't have too much or too less, or we don't get things too early or too late. So that's the idea, a conceptual idea of MRP. So the drying rack, which is the parent here, I have input the gross requirements from the bill of material sheet, that in week 1 we need 50 ready, in week 2 we need 80 ready, and so on and so forth. And if you look at the data in the table provided, we have some in with us projected available, that is the opening stock. So previous to this week starting, so generally the product projected available is what is available at the end of the period. So prior to period 1 beginning, we have with us 60, which is the opening stock of period 1, or closing stock of period 0. So we have that as the projected available. Remember what I told you, projected available is generally what is available at the end of the period. And we also have a scheduled receipt of 10 in week 1. Scheduled receipt is something that has already been ordered for whatever reason. Okay, could be some kind of deal that we had with our supplier, or some kind of an agreement, or whatever reason. So 70 is going to come. So if you look from, conceptually, if you just look at it, I have 70 with me, 60 plus 10, and there is nothing which is scheduled to come, or there is nothing which is planned order receipt. A planned order receipt is something that I'm planning to receive, and I'm planning to order. I'm not ordered for it yet. I'm planning to order and planning to receive it, but there's nothing here. So I have 70 units with me, and I need 50. So, well, I don't need to order anything for this particular week. And in fact, I'm going to end up with a balance of 20. I'll have a projected available of 20 because I have 70 and I need 50. So let's create formulas to get both these things there. Remember, we said we don't need anything, so our net requirement is 0, and our projected available should be 20. So net requirement is nothing but equal to the gross requirement minus what I have previously available, plus what is scheduled to come, plus what is the planned order receipt. Okay, that's what I'm planning to receive. In this case, I'm planning to receive nothing, but still I'll put it in the formula. And it's negative. We can't have a negative net requirement. So we rewrite this formula to say equal to max of this number or 0. So that way I remove the negative, and I'll only get a net requirement when there is a positive net requirement. Done. And similarly, projected available is equal to what I have plus what I'm scheduled to receive plus what I'm planning to receive, subtract that with the gross requirement. So that is my net, which is, we know in this case, 20. So I copy this and drag it to the right, and I have my projected available and net requirement. Remember, we don't want any shortages, so we try to correct the projected available. So here there is a shortage of 60. So I order. If you look into the grid again in the BOM sheet, it says the ordering is lot for lot. I can order whatever I need. So I need 60, I order 60. Or I plan to receive 60. Now if you look in the grid again, the lead time is 1 week. So since the lead time is 1 week, I will plan to order it 1 week in advance, right? It's ordered 1 week in advance so that I get it on time. And I'm going to copy this formula. So again, there is a shortage of 60 in week 3. So I order plan to receive 60 and it will be ordered in week 2. There is a shortage of 50 in week 4, so I plan to order that 50 and will automatically plan to receive 50 here, so I'll order it in week 3. I plan to receive 120 here, I plan to receive 40, I plan to receive 60, plan to receive 80, and I plan to receive 40 here. So this is how it works. So we have created some kind of an ordering schedule. So I'll release the order for 60 units in week 1, for 60 units in week 2, for 50 drying racks in week 3, for 120 drying racks in week 4, and so on. So this is, we've run the MRP for the drying rack for the first component, and now we'll run the MRP for the different components. But that will be in the next video.